How to take care of your vagina. Let's start by talking what's normal. Normal is to not be aware of your vagina, that it's in perfect health, that it doesn't bother you. Vaginal pH is between 3.8 and 4.5, so it's very acidic. And that acidity is very important to maintain the right microbiome. Microbiome is a combination of different bacteria. They could be good and what's called bad bacteria, but they all in the right balance so it doesn't cause you problem. Microbiome is what's responsible for discharge, and discharge is normal. The type and quality and consistency of discharge will change when the pH changes based on your cycle or any hormonal fluctuations. For example, the common condition bacterial vaginosis happens when the pH goes from the acidic to alkalinic. So the bad bacteria start flourishing while the good bacteria diminish in count. It may happen right after period because the blood can cause changes in pH. It also very common in postmenopausal women when they don't have enough estrogen. Yeast is another common offender. Normally it's found as part of your microbiome, but when there is a changes in environment, it can cause overgrowth of the yeast and start become problematic. So how can we help to maintain a proper pH? Well, interestingly, our vagina does it itself. We just need to not interrupt the process. So that means do not use any feminine product or harsh soaps on the vaginal area and inside of the vagina. Do not do douching with the water or any other products unless recommended by your doctor. Even excessive douching with water can change the pH because water is alkalinic. What's generally recommended is to use just a simple, non-harsh, non-scented soap and water for the outside wash, no harsh rubbing, and just rinse with plenty of water. You do not need to clean inside of the vagina because vagina will do it for you. So what are some things that being introduced into vagina that can affect our vaginal health? Something that many women use often is tampons. General recommendation to change the tampons every 4 to 6 hours. But if the tampon gets saturated, you might need to change it more often because the blood is alkalinic and it can change the pH of your vagina and cause you to develop bacterial vaginosis. So if you're someone who suffers with frequent BV infections, you might stick with the pads instead of tampons. And another more dangerous infection is a toxic shock syndrome that develops if the tampon left for too long. And it's a serious condition that might require hospitalization and systemic antibiotics. So let's talk about sex. Lubricants that we use for sexual activity can affect the pH. Water-based lubricants actually can be absorbed by our vaginal tissue and cause dryness and discomfort. I usually recommend silicone-based lubricant because it doesn't get absorbed and it's very microbiome friendly. Okay, so let's talk about condoms. There are multiple types of condoms, and the first thing to make sure of that you're not allergic to the material that the condom's made of. For example, latex allergy is very common. So it's also worth mentioning the spermicide cream that used as a way of contraception. They might be very irritating to the vaginal tissue and also change the pH. You can definitely try it, but if you're consistently experiencing discomfort, it's probably better to change your way of contraception. Something that you probably haven't thought about is sperm is very alkalinic and can cause a change in your vaginal pH. Vaginas are amazing, and most of the time it can clean itself and maintain the perfect pH necessary for avoiding any infection or any trouble. So make sure you're not altering that perfect pH by using harsh soap, washing inside, or overusing the tampons. Keep it simple. It's normal to have some physiologic discharge that changes over the course of your cycle. And if you have any concerns or suspicious for any infection, make sure to see your doctor.